Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am going to share you the series of SQL tutorials which is helps to you to learn the things which is for the real-time world and as well as which is for your career growth also. And this tutorial series mainly helpful for the freshers and as well as experienced person who wants to like brush up their like basic skills of SQL, right? They can go my video series, guys. So let's go and start our session, guys. In this series of like my first part, okay, the introduction section about SQL. Okay, now what is SQL, guys? Why it is important? Okay, so before going into our session, right, I want to tell you one example, guys. Okay, suppose you have business. Okay, you want to maintain the all data into some database. What is database? Database is nothing but that, guys. It store your information in the format of rows and columns, which is nothing but table. So in order to communicate that table, right, or database, so you should use one language. Is nothing but SQL. Okay, structured query language, guys. So what is SQL basically? Okay, it is an SQL stands for structured query language, and it is commonly used in relational database management system. Okay, and it is one of the powerful programming scripting language used for managing and manipulating the database. Okay, and it allows for like interaction with databases and performing various data operations. So it means, guys, what I want to tell you. So I already told you, right? So it is easy to communicate the database. For example, if any programming language, if you go to like Java or Python, right, or .NET programming, you should create some software, okay, which is web application, which is desktop application. So how do you create? You have to use some language, right, in order to communicate to the system. So same concept here also. In order to communicate with your database, you should use one scripting language, guys. Okay, it's nothing but interaction with the database and performing various data operations. It may be like you want to insert a record, or you want to remove a record, or you want to like change the record. Right? You have to do some operations. So nothing but those are like database related operations. So those operations we are normally using in the SQL, guys. So it is actually, guys, it is using commonly everywhere. Okay, like for example, engineering student or any degree BSc students or any students or experienced persons also in the IT sector, mostly they are communicating with this SQL. Now you are thinking we have the Excel also, right? But what is this purpose of this SQL? Guys, Excel is like it will store, like it will do the same thing, but there we are using some formulas and some GUI related stuff. But if you see here in this SQL, you need to write some scripting language, which is like you are thinking like, oh, it is like programming. No, it is a scripting, but it is very easy compared to other programming languages. Now let's go to our other slide. So importance of SQL in database management system. SQL is the backbone of modern data management. Modern database management is nothing but that. For example, if you take the e-commerce industry, it is a modern, right? Earlier, like like few years back, we don't have this e-commerce industry. Whenever online business got introduced, right? Like around like 10 years or 8 years back, right? Earlier it was not there. Now it got introduced, right? Still we are using day to day. Like you are like selecting some product, you are buying some product, right? Added into the whole process is back in some database is there. So nothing but it's like one type of SQL is a backbone of one type of modern database management solutions. Okay, so it may be different kinds of solutions that we are using. Okay, and it is used to manage inventory and running complex analytics. For example, mostly I want to tell complex analytics solutions is nothing but simple, guys. Suppose you have one report. Okay, manager wants to know the how much sales happened last year, current year. So they have to do some like pictorial form of charts, right? So they can use the SQL in order to like complex logics. They want to do some, for example, count. They want to do like some aggregation, nothing maximum value, minimum value, right? So those kind of scenarios they have to implement it. This SQL easily can help to the achieve the complex analytic solutions, guys. So, and one more thing, guys, it enables business to store, organize, and analyze large volume of data efficiently. For example, in Excel sheet, it's very difficult to guys to manage the large amount of data. But when it comes to here, when it comes to SQL Center, what happened? You can enable business to store, organize, analyze large volume of data. It means if you have large amount of data, so you want to store like more than 1 lakh of records. So you want to do some operations on the 1 lakh of records or 50,000 records. It's based on your requirement. So you can do those kind of scenarios, guys, in the real time world. So, and apart from this, so I just want to give some history of the SQL, guys. Actually, it was like initially developed in the 1970s by IBM and designed by the Donald D guys. And it is mostly like base of industry standard for database management, guys. And apart from this, like we have like various database systems in the current world. For example, in IT side, if you see that, for example, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, and SQL. There are like other databases too, guys. Whatever database tools which I'm telling currently right now, okay, all are everyone using SQL scripting. Okay, just syntax are different, but operation, what are the concept key behind it, everything are same, guys. Okay, so it means like it is a little bit about the brief history of SQL, guys. So guys, what I want to tell you, like SQL is specially designed for relational databases which organize data into tables with rows and columns. Okay, rows is nothing but horizontal, columns are nothing but vertical. Again, you have to store some values, right, in the rows and columns, right? So you can utilize this concept of rows and column here. And SQL enabled us to interact with these tables and perform operations on them, guys. Okay, so this is about brief history of SQL. Okay, nowadays, guys, it is mandatory. For example, if you want to switch to data science, or if you want to switch to any data engineer career, right, or machine learning also, so you should, it is recommended to everyone to have the knowledge on SQL, guys. Yes, definitely it will help you. And right now, use case of SQL in the real time world. For example, ERP enterprises, resource planning industries like retail sectors, e-commerce, food and beverages, and banking. For example, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and e-commerce industry, Amazon, Flipkart, eBay. Those are using this SQL, guys, day-to-day activities, and they have big databases which is doing the daily, like lots of transactions behind. So every, not only this industry, guys, we can go to the financial industries also, security, insurance industries, or everyone using this SQL. Without SQL, they can't do some operations, guys. Okay, why? Because in order to maintain the database, it is recommended to utilize the SQL, guys. Okay, nowadays we have the cloud related databases also, okay, which is introduced by the Azure and which is, and as well as AWS and Google also, guys. So we'll discuss in further classes. And now I'm just giving a brief introduction about the SQL. What are the key things are the SQL? What is the brief history of the SQL? I hope you like this session, and I will upload more section like part by part. Each section I will explain very well, and I'm expecting like it will help to you guys to like enhance this knowledge as well as under growth in your career. And if you like my videos, please subscribe this channel and help me grow in my goals. Thank you so much.